What's up, residents? Hope you're all doing well. The monsters of Godzilla Singular Point are set to reimagine some of our favorite kaiju from the Toho line of films made throughout the last 7 decades or so. The recent trailer for Singular Point, a new series set to land on Netflix spring of next year, revealed to us some of the classic monsters that will be showing up in the series. In this video, we will go over all the monsters and compare them to their original Toho adaptations. Remember to follow us over on Instagram if you haven't already, and let's get to it. I bet you want to learn about the Big G-Man's design. First off here, well, I already made an entire video detailing what we can see of this new Godzilla's design. There's not much that has been shown of him so far, but make sure to go watch that video after this one if you want to learn more about the King of the Monsters in Singular Point. This video though, we're going to focus on the other monsters seen in the trailer. Starting off with Rodan. A new look for this classic kaiju has caused the most controversy amongst fans due to its highly realistic design, which is quite drastically different from the classic design of the Fire Demon, which fans never really had a problem with. Side by side with some of Rodan's previous designs, and you may be able to see why some are having a hard time accepting the new design for Singular Point Rodan. Gone is the dino bird style design, or something more like a phoenix, in exchange for a much more realistic interpretation that makes Rodan look like a full-on pterosaur. His smaller head and beak have been swapped for an elongated skull, with the majority of it being all beak. However, he did retain the classic 2 horns that have been a consistent feature for the monster, as well as the spikes that typically run down his chest. The next major difference with Rodan compared to the old designs are his legs. Due to Rodan having to be a guy in a suit, the legs of the beast were always large and very human-like for obvious reasons. Even the King of the Monsters version of Rodan had more bird-like legs that were deadly weapons. The Singular Point design removes all of that and gives Rodan tiny little legs that almost look like they have no use to them at all. This was a common trait for pterosaurs, so scientifically it is the most real Rodan we have ever seen in that regard. But whether a realistic look is good for Rodan or not is up to you to decide. Anguirus also appeared in the Singular Point trailer, and the quick second or two of him on screen has got people really excited, including myself. For years, kaiju fans have wanted to see Anguirus get some proper screen time and credit for being the first monster Godzilla ever fought in the entire franchise and a long-time fan favorite. The new version looks to be doing just that. This design screams classic Anguirus, but it's been modernized and warped to make the monster look the most ferocious and deadly that he has ever been. He's retained the classic shell on his back, but unlike classic Anguirus designs, which don't have much for armor beyond the shell, this new version has armor all over his body, making him truly look like a living tank. The limitations of the suit has once again been resolved, and it looks like Anguirus will be moving with great speed, and won't always be standing in an awkward crouching position that the old actors would have to do in order to make Anguirus appear to be walking on all fours. One major difference in this design that I noticed was his now red underbelly. Perhaps this is a clear weak spot for Anguirus since the rest of his body is entombed in armor. It does look to be kinda fleshy looking in my opinion, so I would assume so. Let me know what you think. The next Toho classic showcased was Jaguar. This odd-looking creation, being a robot that became self-aware, was always one of the more, well, for lack of better words, cheesy-looking characters to be in a Godzilla movie, in my opinion, of course. Once again, the limitations of an actor in a suit held this design back, and you will continue to see that trend for the remainder of this video. The old design of Jet made it look like a Power Ranger character more than a super robot capable of fighting kaiju, looking more like the Michelin Man than an actual mechanical death machine. This new design changes all of that and finally makes Jaguar look like a weapon made by mankind in order to fight monsters. You can see vents, joints, bolts, and everything that just screams machine. I love it and I can't wait to see more. This next monster is the most different to its classic design out of all revealed in the trailer for Singular Point in my opinion. This is the new Titanosaurus. Fans who are familiar with the live-action adaptation of this monster must be shocked, as this design has turned the monster away from one that had 2 human-like legs and could walk on land, and has made Titanosaurus appear to be fully aquatic. The classic design looked like a seahorse with legs, but this new design is much more like that of an ancient sea reptile from the time of the dinosaurs. Instead of arms, the monster has long flipper-like appendages, and instead of human legs, it has whatever this thing is. The long neck is gone in exchange for a compact and streamlined neck. Add on some Godzilla-looking spines and spikes running down its back, and Titanosaurus has become one of the weirdest and somehow beautiful-looking kaiju I've ever seen. I'm curious to see if they ever make this take on Titanosaurus come on land. What do you think they should do here? We never got a good glimpse at this next monster that sneakily showed up in the trailer, but there is no denying that this is either a brand new monster or the one and only Manda. The serpent-like Eastern-style dragon look is very clear, plus being in the water, and there is no doubt in my mind that this is the new Manda. There's not much that can be seen about the new design, except for his tail here, and we'll have to wait to see more, but overall it looks like Manda will be fairly identical to his old look, maybe a bit more dragon-like if anything. Hey, you remember that monster that no one really liked from the Godzilla movie no one really likes? You know, Gabara? All jokes aside, Gabara is making a return to the Godzilla franchise and is looking to completely change his reputation for the better. When side by side, you can just so easily see how Gabara is finally the horrible monster that he was intended to be so long ago. Gone is the human-like stance and awkward movement, along with his old Trump-looking hair and that sketchy-ass grin that is a true face of nightmares. Now we have a monster that looks terrifying. The massive spikes, hunched over stance, and giant sausage hands just created a completely unique monster and something I could see giving Godzilla a real challenge. It's nice to see they retain the big unicorn horn, floppy ears, and overall coloration because I really do think those were cool traits from the old school Gabara. And that is all, residents. These are just the monsters that we got to see in the trailer, and there will likely be much more included in this series, so stay up to date on everything Singular Point and Godzilla vs. Kong, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell to stay notified. Alright, on a personal note, I hope you all enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think about these new kaiju designs. As always, this has been Jacob. Have a good Thanksgiving if you're from the States, or just enjoy life in general to all of you, and peace out.